everybody, happy Thursday. And since it's Thursday here, that means I'm doing an FAQ video. And I know many of you sent me wonderful media things to talk about, so don't worry, I will get to those. I just haven't had time because I had spent time reading your comments and reading your questions and answering them. So, so Sean and I are going with the green, that second one right there. We're gonna go with that color. It's actually sitting on the floor right here. I just picked it up today. So that will be our craft project this weekend. Wish us luck because we are not very crafty. But that's why I got extra drop cloths. Am I right? Okay, painter's joke. Haha, I'm not really a painter. Okay, so I have two questions. First question is, so I've been battling depression for years now. One of my worst moments were the last 2 years. I've worked and still am working really hard to get better, and as a result, I'm in a better place now, but I feel as though because of my depression, my dyslexia has gotten worse, and my ability to understand text is not as good as it used to. I did stop reading as much as I used to as a result of my depression, though. I wanted to know if this has anything to do with my depression. Thank you. Now, first of all, I want to acknowledge the fact that things that we used to enjoy, like reading, it sounds like, we don't enjoy anymore when we're depressed or we don't have the energy to do it. So stuff like that can definitely affect it, like the fact that you weren't reading as much because of your depression. So I want to acknowledge that. However, there is a symptom of depression that people forget to talk about. They forget to mention. It leads a lot of people to be undiagnosed, even though they are struggling with depression, and it leads people who have maybe relapsed in their depression not get help as quickly as maybe they should have, and they may stay depressed longer until it comes up in another way where they don't enjoy other things, or they're really irritable, or they just feel really lethargic all the time. It could be any of those. Those are more common. Those are things that we know about, that professionals talk about, and that in the media we're aware, and we're like, oh, I may be depressed. However, the one symptom that we forget all the time is concentration difficulties. It's a very common symptom of depression, and it's something that a lot of people struggle with. And that is why, for any of you students out there, it can make school really hard. Not only because we don't have the energy, am I right? And we don't have any motivation to do anything. But it's also, secondly, very difficult for us to remember things, to focus, to read all of the pages that we're supposed to, and to retain the information because we really struggle to concentrate. So my guess would be, that it's due to your concentration difficulties, that it's making your dyslexia worse. It's harder for you to focus because I know, now I do not specialize in working with people with dyslexia. However, I know that it can be really difficult. We have to concentrate a lot when we're trying to work through it and reading more and practicing and all the stuff that goes along with our recovery from that. So that would be my guess, that it is concentration difficulties. So I would bring it up with your doctor, tell them you think it's part of your depression, and get some more support. Okay, question number 2. Hey, Katie, I was wondering if you could explain more what AMA is. I want to leave treatment, but if I did, I would have to leave AMA. Now, AMA is against medical advice, okay? I have heard that if I need treatment in the future, I might not be able to get covered by my insurance. Is this true? What are the good and bad aspects of leaving AMA, and is leaving AMA ever a good thing? I thought this was interesting. I've never ever talked about AMA, and it's something that I've had clients do when I used to work in inpatient, because for many of you who aren't aware, if you go into inpatient treatment, as long as you're not in a hospital and you're not on a 72-hour hold, you can leave whenever. Like, I can walk into a hospital for my broken leg, and then when the doctor's like, well, we should probably keep you for a couple days, and I'm like, peace, I'm out, then I left AMA. Because he's like, oh, you shouldn't put any weight on that. What are you doing? And I'm just like, I'm out. Mic drop, right? So we can leave whenever we want. However, it does go on our record. It's something that is reported to our health insurance, and oftentimes, now I don't know how many, I'm pretty sure no health insurances would say that they do this. May be something that's unethical possibly, but I know that if they worry that you're a flight risk, they may not cover a certain level of treatment. They may force you to be in one where you're held, or they may have you sign other waivers, or certain treatment centers may take someone else over you. And I'm not sure all of the legality and all of the ethical stuff involved in this. However, I do know it goes on your record, and it can sometimes and at some point in your treatment affect the coverage and the help that you are able to get, because they want to make sure that if they're paying for you, you're actually going to stay until you're ready to leave. Now, is it ever a good thing? Could it ever be something that's good? The only time I would ever say AMA is fine is like, okay, so if I took a medication that was prescribed by my doctor, and I had an adverse reaction. I went into some kind of brief psychotic state. And then, so Sean's like, holy shit. And he takes me to the hospital and he's like, what's happening? And then they're like, we want to keep you for another day for observation. And I'm like, dude, I gotta go. I have patients and I have shit I gotta do. I can't stay. I may leave AMA because it was something that like I didn't have control over, and now I'm fine and they've assessed me already and I'm good. They just want to keep me longer and I have a plane to catch. I don't know. There may be reasons other than the regular that makes AMA okay. But it's only something that I would tell people to do if the treatment provided to them is not what they need, or the people that are providing them treatment aren't helpful, or it's actually more triggering, or you feel like you're getting worse. That may be something where I think, okay, maybe it's something that we consider, but I would always try all routes first. I would talk to your therapist, talk to the treatment team. I'd tell them how upset you are, because we all deserve to get the proper treatment and care that we need. We all deserve that. And we all need to find places where we can get the help we need so we can heal and we can recover. And the reason AMA is a thing is because as a clinician, if you left without me saying it was okay, that would be my ass on the line, because I'd be like, well, I let her go, and then, you know, who knows what happened. And so I have to say, no, she left against medical advice. She left without me saying it was okay. And so that's why that exists. But please, usually, I'd say 90% of the time, most healthcare professionals want what's best for you. That's why they got into what they're doing. It's not like, you know, as therapists, we make gazillions of dollars, or, you know, people that work in hospitals. Like I used to work in a hospital all the time, and we're there because we want to help you. We want to make sure you get the help that you need. So I would encourage all of you to stay until they say you're okay to go and that everything is good and they have an, you know, a discharge plan and all of that set up for you. Because that's why we're here, and that's why you went inpatient in the first place, is to get the help that you need. So let them give it to you, okay? If anybody has experience, let me know below. And if you like the FAQs, give it a thumbs up. And I will see you all on, I have a surprise video coming out, so make sure you're subscribed or you'll miss it. But otherwise, I'll see you on Monday. If you don't subscribe, you won't know when that other video comes up. Okay, bye.